I'd like to call this meeting to order, April 13th, 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call?
President Sterling.
Here.
Vice President Thompson.
Here.
Board Member McKnight.
Here.
Board Member McKinney. Here. Board Member Carlson. Here. Board Member Johnson. Here. Secretary Meeks here.
Pam Cook, recording secretary.
Terrell Yarborough, superintendent.
Shelley Wagner, human resources.
Michelle Erb, curriculum and instruction.
Jason Bloom, Communications and Community Relations.
Josh Rand, business and operations.
Well, it is my pleasure this evening to bring some students in from Windsor Elementary School who are going to lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance tonight. They are really excited and ready to go. I think they're a little nervous, actually. So,
Face them.
you're actually just going to face like the fewer people. You want to face this way over here so they can see your faces.
I'm sure the parents are waiting.
Yep. So we have Miss Kaczynski here, our principal from Windsor Elementary. So I'm going to turn it over to.
Hi. We are really excited to introduce all of these great students today. They were selected by their teacher for showing great respect, responsibility, and ready to learn behaviors. So I'll have them introduce themselves quick before we start with the pledge.
Hi, I'm Will. And I'm in first grade. Hi, I'm Brooklyn. I'm in first grade. Hi, I'm Bohan. I'm in first grade. Hi, I'm Alina. I'm in second grade. Hi, I'm John. I'm in first grade. Hi, I'm Gavin. I'm in third grade.
Hi, my name is Curtis. I'm group 4.
I'm in third grade.
I'm third grade. Hi, my name is Adrian. I am 4th grade. Hi, I'm Chris. I'm in 4th grade.
Hi, I'm Amelia. And I'm in fourth grade.
Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm in 5th grade.
Mommy, there you are.
Hi, I'm Kinsley, and I'm in 5th grade. Hi, I'm Aiden, and I'm in 5th grade.
All right, are we ready?
Why are you cold? Why are you so cold?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you.
Thank you. What I'm going to have you guys do real quick is you're going to turn around now. We're going to face this way. Okay, but we're going to have to scrunch together because you have the board members coming to you. So if you all want to kind of come to the front here, we'll kind of do a tight thing. You did a great job saying your name, saying your pledge. Come this way a little bit. Yep, we'll let them get through and then we're going to go behind you. All right, I'm going to take a photo and I'm going to get out of the way. Parents are already taking photos, so. All right, so here we go.
Down here too?
Yep, I got you. All right, 1, 2, 3. I'll move out of the way for a second.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right, you guys
All right, there goes the audience. Yep. There goes the audience. No, you don't. You wouldn't want to stay before.
Can I get a motion and a second for approval of the agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Vice President Thompson.
Aye.
Board Member McKnight.
Yes.
Board Member McKinney.
Aye.
Board Member Carlson.
Yes.
Board Member Johnson.
Aye.
Secretary Meeks. Aye. President Sterling.
All right. Dr. Terrell, you're up.
All right, it's important for us to say at every meeting, the mission of the Harlem Consolidated School District as a vital part of the community is to help diverse learners realize their limited potential by providing an educational program dedicated to academic excellence, the development of strong character, and a safe and respectful learning environment.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Can I get a motion to approve board meeting minutes and closed session minutes from March 25th, 2026?
Motion.
Second.
Board Member McKnight.
Aye.
Board Member McKinney.
Aye.
Board Member Carlson.
Yes.
Board Member Johnson.
Aye.
Secretary Meeks. Aye. President Sterling.
Aye.
Vice President Thompson.
Aye.
Jason Blue.
All right. Well, this evening we have two recognitions. First, I'd like to call up. He's been here like a zillion times. I'll remind him how this works. So, you guys can come up a little closer. So,
Hair color is different.
it is, well, that's true. The hair color is a little different. So, it's my pleasure this evening to introduce and recognize again Bo Shields and then our coaching staff from our swimming and diving program. What's that?
Former coach.
Former coach, yes, but a big part of obviously his success. And so they're here to talk a little bit about the season, talk about Bo's success as well. As I kind of joke about the familiar face, but he's accomplished some pretty incredible things that not very many student athletes get to accomplish in regards to qualifying for state meets and state tournaments or competitions. And so pretty cool thing. On top of just what I typically hear about Bo is above and beyond his athleticism is just the character and the person that he is. And so we're excited to recognize and honor that as well. So I turn it over to Coach Shields. He's got it typed up this time, so he makes sure he gets everything covered that needs to cover. So he's going to talk a little bit about obviously Bo and his success, but also the team and as Bo's a senior, what's coming next, who we've got in our program up and coming. So
all right.
I'll turn it over to Coach Shields.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me join you guys and celebrate Bo tonight. My main goal is to make it through this without crying. Just give me a couple minutes and I'd appreciate it. This is obviously extra special to me as it's everything I've ever wanted to do. Everything in my power to support my boys and their development. This is my other son. I coach only because I have sons that play sports. And I believe the lessons learned through sports outweigh anything that I can prepare them for a successful life. I fashioned my life around coaching my boys and their friends so I could be the best dad and coach I could be for my two boys without having to rely on somebody else or be critical of how they were doing it. You know the phrase, if you want something done right, do it yourself. Bo has made me exceptionally proud as a dad and a coach. His effort and desire are like no other I've witnessed. So much so that sometimes his competitive spirit exceeds even mine, and I have to tamp it down a notch. Trust me when I say I've coached in excess of 100 athletes over the last 14 plus years, and you just don't find them like this. Everything he's achieved is because of his dedication, focus, and sheer grit. He was not born extra talented or with unusual physical traits that have made him what he is. He was raised to earn everything he got through hard work. I'd like to share something that most of you probably don't know. This was hands down the most special season I'll ever have. Finally, after all these years of coaching, I get to coach both of my boys on the same team in the same pool. The Shield Trio. My youngest, Ryan's a freshman, and is our next and last grade Shield swimmer for at least this generation. During all my years of coaching baseball and basketball, I had zero intention of coaching my boys in my best sport, swimming. But things change, and I recognize the need to jump in and join Todd to continue some secrets I learned from competing and coaching. coaching over the years. All right, that's the hard part. There were a few goals that I had this year. First was to continue developing and growing a program that Harlem and I could be proud of. Secondly, I wanted to sneak up and beat a couple teams that were a lot larger than us because we improved at a faster rate than them. And that we did. And the last set of goals were personal. I wanted to see Bo finish the high school career on the trajectory he set and finish his story. And to use this season of being together on the same team, that Bo's presence and leadership would ignite a fire in Ryan and the rest of the swimmers. And it worked perfectly. You're looking at Harlem's 2 first-team all-conference swimmers. That may be a feat that isn't done ever. Where was I? Ryan has finally caught fire, and he gets to write his own story for the next 3 years. Now back to Bo, since this is his day. One-time conference MVP, should have been 2, but they decided to pick a diver this year for conference MVP for swimming and diving, which is a little crazy.
First time in 10 years.
7 conference titles, 6 individual, 1 relay. I am doing kind of a career recap if I can. Here's the thing you need to remember at that. So 7 conference titles, 6 individual, 1 relay. He only swam 8 individual conference races. So he only won 6 out of 8 in his high school career. The only other 2 finishes were his freshman year. He got 2nd and 3rd. So he should have swam faster on those 2 races. He's got 5 sectional titles, 4 individual, 1 relay. His 1 relay was the first time Harlem went down to state in forever.
Ever. It's never been happened before. Girls.
That was his freshman year with Todd's son, Jeremy.
Yeah. And Evan and
Noah. Yeah, well, we just.
yeah.
4 state appearances, only Harlem swimmer in history. Swam the 100 breast at state the last 3 years. Sophomore year, 43rd place. Junior year, 36th place. Senior year, 21st place. He dropped 0.81 seconds and moved up 8 spots, which is a big drop. At that rate, if he swims high school swimming for 2 more years, he'll probably win it. He also this year qualified in the 200 IM and dropped 1.3 seconds. This is like over a small time period. And he moved up 7 spots. Those time drops are extraordinary. 4-time all-conference, first team. 9 school records. This kid doesn't lose races that are close. He doesn't get beat unexpectedly, and he competes all the time, every time. Bo, I wrote you a letter. Oh, here it goes.
Uh-oh.
I wrote you a letter before your first high school meet. I told you everything I wanted to share with you about how you get to determine your success and author your story. I had no doubt that you were capable of all this. Your high school swimming story is complete, and I couldn't be more proud of what you achieved, but just importantly, how you did it. You are a no doubt Hall of Famer. You earned everything you deserve, and for that you should be proud. I love you.
So we'll give your dad a moment here, second, Bo. Can you say a little bit about, like, obviously we've heard about your career, we've seen you here before, but what's next for you?
So next year, I'm committed to Lewis University, so I'll be swimming in Romeoville, and it's in the GLVC conference, which is the best D2 conference that there is. So there'll be a lot of competition there, and I just hope to get better and keep on moving on.
Awesome, awesome. What do you plan to study? Do you know that yet?
Yep, I'm studying nursing, so I'll go straight into the nursing program because I'm in the Rock Valley program, Running Start program. So that will just start me when I'm there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to our coaches, so Todd Mueller, you've seen him before. He was here in the past, and his son obviously had a incredibly successful career as well. And so, you know, personally as a father, and to the two of you, to be able to cherish these moments of being able to coach your sons and being able to be a part of that experience is something I'm sure that you all will cherish. But all of that being said, you know, you guys have been establishing a program now that, you know, we kind of use this as a gauge. Like when I get to invite you back every year, that shows that our programs are building and that we're seeing success. And so, pretty cool. And kudos to you for the work that you've done to build the program. And I know that, you know, kind of the transition and seeing the younger kids and, you know, just seeing some of their success. And I was looking back at some of the stuff that some of the different meets this year and the way that even the fresh off team was showing up. And we're excited to see the future of the program as well. And so really on behalf of the board, our community, our families, our students, congratulations to you. Job well done on the hard work. And thank you to our coaches for all the work and the effort you put into it, not only for your own sons, but for the teams and the programs that you're building. So thank you. A photo with the board.
Well, if I could just say something really quick.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I'm so excited that you're going to Lewis University. My son Ryan Johnson, class of 2000, received an academic and athletic scholarship to play baseball at Lewis University. And it's a wonderful school. You'll enjoy it. You're true. The Great Lakes Valley Conference is the best in the Division II school, so they'll take very good care of you there. I'm a proud Lewis University parent, alumni, so enjoy your 4 years. You'll get a good education, but the coaches are great. But just remember, when you have a road trip and you're gone on the weekend, when you come back, it doesn't matter what time you get back in the middle of the night, you're going to class in the morning. Because they will make sure, your coaches always make sure that you get all your work done that you had to miss if you had to leave early or whatever, but you don't get to slack in the mornings.
Well, kudos to you, running start and all the accolades. Great job, Sam.
Oh, yeah. Ryan always made on Scholar, yeah.
With the board.
Yeah. Huh?
Hey, how are you, Brad?
Not until you get rid of me.
Diane's face in there somewhere. All right, here we go. I'm good now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Great. Brad, I'll send you that too. So. Thanks. You made it. You made it.
You first anyway, that's right. You were, we were so close to actually having it right before.
Congratulations.
Hopefully the next one doesn't pull at the heartstrings.
Take care. Thank you.
That's gonna be me after I get my daughter her.
So as I mentioned, I have one other recognition this evening. This is an opportunity to recognize some students for the work that they're doing, but also to kind of get an update. You had a chance to hear a proposal year ago-ish from Nick McCura about a special project and opportunity for our students. And so we're excited to introduce Kenny Akai. I know Kenny's been here before. She's a published author. Have you been here before? No. Nope. Okay, so first time meeting Kai. So we're excited to get a little update. We've got some stuff that's been passed out here. We're going to talk about the Cole projects, the work that you all have done. I got a chance to see a little video, which was pretty awesome and pretty powerful. And so I'm going to turn it over. I don't know if you guys want to start first. I'm going to pass it to them.
So since we were here, probably less than a year, they've helped us get about almost 50 oral histories we've had conducted. So with the help of them as well as the team at the Climate Jobs Institute at U of I. So they went on trips to West Frankfort and Marissa, Illinois, and and DeCoin, Illinois. So they've been on probably over 10 to 15 interviews themselves. And then in this time, Kennedy, which you have before you, is a photo essay she put together about West Frankfort. And then Kai, we played on H&N last week, did a documentary about kind of a mining incident that took place around Christmas in 1951.
She knows it.
In West Frankfort, where a mine explosion happened, like 4 days before Christmas, actually, the 21st of December. So,
And you can see that in the link at the bottom of the QR code in the front page.
So yeah, the program's up and running, it's doing well, it's just the tip of the iceberg of, you know, where we're at on the forefront of all this stuff, so, but I'll turn it over to Ms. Noonan if she has anything to add.
Just the stuff that we gave you, that second one is Kennedy's article that she put together first semester as her like deliverable for the Climate Jobs Institute, and then Kai's is at the bottom of this, so the front page just kind of looks at like student researchers. So there was like a class at the university that did some work with the coal project, and then these two students at the high school level that did some work and some research for the coal project as well. So this first one kind of highlights both of those. And then there's also, I just see the booklet. So there is a booklet from their annual report. I only had 2 copies, sorry. That just kind of looks at the larger like Climate Jobs Institute program in general. And those two are kind of highlighted in that as well as part of the project. So really just kind of contributing a lot to like college level research, and kind of being a part of that and exposed to different, you know, professors at the university we've done interviews with, and just the team at the Climate Jobs Institute as well. So I'm really just impressed with kind of the work that they're putting out and the contributions that they're making to that. So, but then I will let them kind of just talk about their experience, you know, what they did and what they're taking away from it, I guess. So.
I didn't really go into it knowing what it was going to be like. It was very like a blind, okay, let's see how this goes. And I've come out with so much more experience with field work. I know how to interview people better, and I've talked to, working on my communication skills with all of the people. And then working on these projects with professors has definitely helped expand my knowledge on how to write articles specifically, how to construct photo essays. And it's been great to see how coal and the production going down affects these communities, and get a better knowledge of the way the climate is changing and how that's going to affect the communities down in southern Illinois.
Yeah, like kind of everything she said, like the project really helped build my communication skills with people, like just talking to people I've never met before and getting to know basically their whole life. But it also helped with my documentary making skills, because I had never like made such a, like, there were so many parts to it and so many things that like I didn't have to do in high school, like, because this is like more professional level, and I'd like learning a lot more, I guess, just like how to actually create a documentary. I don't know, I learned a lot.
Awesome. If you get a chance, like I mean, I saw the little 5-minute thing, and like, apart from the work that you've done, like the Harlem Documentary Project, like this preserving oral history is a big deal. Like, and to hear these stories, and you're interviewing children of these people or children of children of these people, and getting this chance to preserve the stuff that is so important to these communities. I mean, just even that 5-minute Black Christmas clip thing is just incredibly powerful. And so I encourage you all to take a look at that. And so I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Like, when somebody asks you about what you're doing, or what's the first thing that, like a story, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Like something you learned, something that shocked you, something that, you know, grabbed your heart, whatever. Like, what comes to mind for you in this experience?
The way they talk about how their towns used to be is really what shocked me, because we go down there and it's like these little small rundown towns, not very many people left, not very many shops in the downtown, and they talk about how there is everything you needed within a mile of where they lived, and it was all together, furniture stores, grocery stores, gas stations, it was all there, and now there's pretty much nothing. And so that kind of tugs on your heartstrings and also shows just how much one product from one job, one product from a community can really bring it down if they don't have it anymore.
Yeah, kind of what she said, like, it really shocked me, just, like, I never had thought about coal before this project, like, when Stinky brought it up to me, I was like, coal? Like, really? But like going down there and seeing like how much coal really impacted those towns and how dead they are now, but compared to how they talk about it, like you can like picture how booming these towns were and how like amazing it was there, but now it's just like dead and there's no like storefronts open. And so it's just kind of crazy to see how coal impacted those communities.
Well, obviously, I appreciate your commitment to that, and to obviously go into the blind, being like, hey, like I don't really know much about this, or I don't think about this, and to be able to dive headfirst into that and be committed to this work is incredibly powerful, and we're incredibly proud of you for being willing to do that. And I'm sure that these are experiences that you won't ever forget, but again, most importantly, that our communities and these families won't forget, because you're recording that and you're keeping that history alive and well for people, even when those towns do what they do. And so we're proud of you. We're proud to see your name in that U of I, to see Harlem represented, to see all the work that you're doing and at that level. And thank you to Nick and Kira for being willing to step up and give these experiences to our kids. Like, we know that obviously classroom seat time is great, but all of this above and beyond, these opportunities that you all get are things that prepare you for the future and things that you'll always remember. So congratulations. Thank you. Job well done. Oh, sorry, Brad. Yep.
And this project got started by a former Harlem student too, just in case we forgot that. So Emily Gusky, who was in the class, is the reason why this even exists. So she's running the whole program, is in charge of pretty much everything. So it's her baby, and brought us on with that. And then they're doing all this work on top of also working on 2 documentaries that will be screened at the high school on May 15th or 16th. I can't remember which day is that Saturday. So
15th is Friday.
So the 16th, May 16th, their stuff will be screened in there. Kai's doing a doc about the history of Miss Fishers, all right? And then Kennedy is doing a documentary honoring the life of her uncle and godfather. So, and this is, not enough people come out to this. It is you're seeing high quality stuff. So we have not seen a lot of board members there in the past. I would love to see, we've seen, Ms. Meeks definitely has been there, but not everybody that we've seen. I mean, you're talking about some of the highest quality stuff here, stuff that's played in film festivals. So it would be great to see everybody who's here out there for at least one of the screenings there, so.
Absolutely. What time is it?
So we have not solidified the times, but we'll get that out, so make sure to follow that. We'll send some emails out too. So it depends how many screenings we have. If we do 3 screenings, we'll go 11 to 1, and then 2 to 4, and then 5 to 7. And then in between the second and third one, we'll have Dairy House Ice Cream, and the jazz band will perform. So, yes, yeah, we will. Now he's got to do it, it's on. Right, if you're watching, you always.
I also just wanted to add one thing really quickly, in relation to what they said about these communities really being hit hard by the closures of a lot of these coal mines and coal plants. Also, one thing that I don't think is talked about enough about the Climate Jobs Institute, the project itself and what they're doing in preserving these oral histories, is a lot of that is going towards influencing policy in the future on how to best serve communities that are experiencing closure. So the work that they're doing in preserving these stories is not just to preserve the stories, but to make better decisions going forward and to influence or inform those making policies about, coal plants, coal mines, things like that. And I think that's really important for them to say, like, hey, we're in high school and we're having an impact on, what kind of is going forward. So I just wanted to throw that in there because I think that's really important.
Yeah, the stories, it answers the why, to everything. Like, why is this, or what's the impact going to be? And I mean, every company's hiring storytellers now. whether it's Pepsi, Chamber of Commerce, school districts, because they want to get to that why. And then once you start interviewing the coal miners that have lost it, people in communities who have had the coal mines come in and hurt their terrain, you know, the farmers we're interviewing as this. So we're getting these, they're not numbers anymore, they're people, and that's the power of oral history at the end of the day.
Well, again, on behalf of the board, thank you, job well done, all of your accomplishments. Nice job. So if you would be willing to stand here.
Yes.
So this is an internship, but we were selected because we were in the media
Oh, perfect.
You got it, Dave.
Not me.
Dave.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Yep, okay, still don't move.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you. I didn't know that mine going until this started happening. I didn't think Illinois was known for a coal. Oh, really? How? Because I don't go that far. 45 minutes?
Like, the Great Cherry, like, the coal mine is Astor, like, that's Cherry, but that's like just north of like LaSalle. You're talking not that far away.
Yeah, but I didn't know that the vein went all the way down through the middle of the state. Like the coin's 4 hours away.
There's
I've been to the coin, and there's nothing there about coal.
There's so many, like, yeah, like.
I guess while everyone's chit-chatting, I do have one other just kind of announcement I'll make before I'm done with my part. I did want to say, because I know she often watches the live stream, so she can hear me right now. I did want to give a shout out to Debbie Kirker, who does all of our Skyward stuff. She reports to Mickey. You know, we've sent her through a lot these last few weeks and months as we've been preparing for our transition next year for the new school year. And so I just want to thank her for the work that she's doing to get everything right on the back end with making sure kids are where they need to be. We're going to be sharing that information officially tomorrow, but she's put in a lot of work to be able to get that to be where it's at in a timely fashion, because, you know, we were interacting with 19,000 addresses and then combing that down to bringing it to our students and who our students are currently at. And there's just so much work that goes into the back end. And so I just want to give her a shout out and a big thanks for all the work that she's done. So I don't know if you want to add anything, but she's really supported Mickey and I immensely in this work and getting ourselves to a spot where we can make sure that we can confidently say this is where our students are going and that we've got everything accurate. So.
And double and triple checking things because there's so many moving parts to all of this.
Absolutely. Yep. With that ends my report.
Thank you. There are no comments from the community at this moment. So can I get a motion for approve the bills? Actually, we gotta do the bills.
Yeah. You're good. Denied.
We heard them already.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, the total payables for this period were $1,035,120.37. There was one payroll this period in the amount of $3,579,506.81 for total expenditures of $4,614,627.18. Split out by fund, the education fund paid $4,022,997.38. The operations and maintenance fund paid $251,295.03. The debt service fund paid $2,250. The transportation fund paid $210,916.57. The IMRF Social Security fund paid $125,866.13. And the capital projects fund paid $1,302.07. Again, for total expenditures of $4,614,627.18. Are there any unanswered bill questions?
Try this again. Can I get a motion to approve the bills?
Motion.
Second. Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson?
Yes.
Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Thank you. Administrators reports, Dr. Miller.
Thank you. I have 3 items this evening. The first one is an overnight travel for middle school bowling. When I looked at the results, it appears that both the boys and the girls won their sectionals on
Alright.
Saturday. Congratulations to them. So that one, they would be leaving on the 16th and returning on the 18th, and it takes place in Joliet. My second item is the district consolidated plan that is tied to our grants. At the committee of the whole, I shared how the funds would be spent. I also shared that it's our responsibility to oversee funds that the state gives us for the private and parochial schools and which funds go with them, which directions. And so I mean, it is part of the stipulation with the grant that we are responsible to oversee and make sure their funds are spent. So I am going to ask the board for approval this evening. And then my third item is Parker Center. Parker Center right now is at 67.7% of their students receive free and reduced lunch. Once you hit 75%, you are required to be a school-wide building with Title I funds. So as we have seen that number increase over the years, and since we're making all sorts of other changes within the district, we felt it was the appropriate time to make Parker Center also be a Title I building and make them school-wide. So I'm asking for board approval on that this evening as well, which we did go into all of the steps that they took, and it's really tied to their school improvement plan. Is there any questions?
Just wondering, is the preschool part of that SF
No,
funds?
preschool can't be, it starts with K.
Good. Thank you.
Yep. So that ends my report.
Thank you. Dr. Rand.
Thank you. My first item is a recommendation to approve a resolution declaring surplus property for the Transportation Department. Second is a recommendation to accept the February 2026 Treasurers Report that we reviewed last Wednesday at Committee of the Whole. So this evening, just ask you guys to accept that. 10B3 is a recommendation to approve a 3-year extension with Evaluise for a total cost of $23,505.90 to be paid with local funds. Just a reminder, this is an extension through 2031. Are there any questions on Evaluise? So for 10B4, the stadium lighting, just want to note that, you know, the current lighting tested about 10-foot candles, and the minimum should be 30. So with this recommendation, we do have $50,000 in school maintenance project grant. The projected ComEd rebate would be $35,000, and then the annual savings is about $4,700 on that. So, you know, in talking with Reed, he said it's critical to having a safe and viable field to do this, and that it, in his opinion, is the darkest field that we play on. So, I mean, if anybody has been there and seen it, it's dark and needs the lights. So my recommendation is to approve, award the high school stadium lighting bid to Barton Electric, Inc. for $166,870. Are there any questions on this? Next is a recommendation to approve a 1-year renewal of Edgenuity for student licenses at a cost of $9,192.75 paid with local funds. 10B6 is a recommendation to approve a 3-year agreement with Common Lit for high school ELA curriculum at a cost of $18,900 paid with local funds. Next is a recommendation to approve a memorandum of understanding with Rock Valley College for dual and articulated credit courses. And there should be the updated, the agreement with them on the website for my next time, of a recommendation to approve the intergovernmental agreement with Rock Valley College for the Running Start program. Are there any questions on any of my items this evening? That is my report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Schiller-Wiegel.
Hi. This evening I have the personnel agenda and addendum. I think I'd like to point out that I separated that personnel agenda a little bit differently tonight. I stylized it a little bit more. I often talk to my HR friends in other districts, and we were noticing how their agendas looked compared to ours, and theirs were a little bit more detailed. So what I did with ours was I broke down the employments and resignations a little bit more than I normally would, so you can see where those fall in each category. Overall, we have 2 transfers, 6 employments, 9 resignations, and 3 certified staff recommended for tenure, which is a revision of the one that we did last Wednesday. That'll end it for me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Troy Gabro.
All right, thank you, President Sterling. The first item I have here is 10D1, is a recommendation to approve second reading of policy updates for March 9th, 2026, and then our first reading as well. Any questions on that? Okay, then I got 4 FOIA requests here to read. The first one is 10D2, Freedom of Information Act. It was requested dated March 18, 2026, was submitted by CT Mills, requesting electronic copies of any existing records identifying the employees responsible for leadership, oversight, or coordination of the following functional areas at the district or central office level. The district responded to the requester on March 23, 2026, with the inclusive documents. The next one is 10D3, request dated March 12th of 2026, was submitted by Megan Schultz, requesting records on what companies we contract with or sold to for every solar farm on Harlem-owned land, kickbacks that Harlem receives, what accounts these funds go into, and how they're being distributed and are utilized. And the district responded to the requester on March 26, 2026, with the inclusive documents. The next one is 10D4, dated March 24th of 2026, was submitted by Bo Kim, requesting records for 3/6/26 results, tabulations, and which bidder was awarded the project for the flooring replacement work at Harlem High School and Parker Center Early Education Center. The district responded to the requester on March 27, 2026, with the responsive documents. And then the final FOIA request dated March 26, 2026, was submitted by Justin Winnick, requesting all purchase orders and/or payment records for non-person vendor entities such as companies, organizations, or contractors from January 1st, 2025 to the current day, and the district responded to the requester on March 31st, 2026 with the responsive documents. That's all the FOIA requests that I have.
Thank you, sir.
Are they still coming in by the carload, or are we?
They're still coming in. It's not like it was, but they're still coming in.
Other districts have got.
Other districts are getting 40 a day.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I get a motion to approve the personal agenda and addendum?
Motion.
Second.
Board Member Carlson? Yes. Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve student travel requests?
Motion.
Second.
Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson? Yes.
Can I get a motion to approve February 2026 treasurer's report?
Motion.
Second.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson? Yes. Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Can you get a motion to approve resolution declaring surplus property?
Motion.
Second. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson? Yes. Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the district grant consolidated plan?
Motion.
Second.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson? Yes. Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye. Can I get a motion to approve Parker's school-wide Title I plan?
Motion.
Second.
Board Member McKnight?
Yes.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson? Yes. Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve second reading of policy updates from March 9th, 2026, first reading?
Motion.
Second.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson?
Yes.
Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve 3-year extension with the value-wise for a total cost of $23,505.90 paid with local funds?
Motion. Second.
Board Member Carlson?
Yes.
Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the HHS Stadium lighting bid to Barton Electric, Inc.?
Motion.
Second.
Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson?
Yes.
Can I get a motion to approve 1-year renewal with Edgenuity for student licenses at a cost of $9,192.75,
Motion.
Second.
paid with local funds? Sorry.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Yes.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson?
Yes.
Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve 3-year agreement with Common Lit for high school ELA curriculum at a cost of $18,900 paid with local funds?
Motion.
Second.
President Sterling?
Quick.
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson?
Yes.
Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve memorandum of understanding with Rock Valley College for dual articulated credit courses?
Motion.
Second.
Vice President Thompson?
Aye.
Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson?
Yes.
Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Can I get a motion to improve an intergovernmental
Hold
agreement
on, you gotta,
with Rock Valley College?
you gotta say yes
You
or
can
no
hit
to the
yes
last
first.
one.
And then you can.
You gotta say yes and then we can.
I thought he didn't say
He did.
I didn't know.
Can I get a motion to approve intergovernmental agreement with Rock Valley? I was ready for this one.
He was doing a running start.
Excited about running start. Can I get a motion to approve intergovernmental agreement with Rock Valley College for Running Start program?
Motion.
Second.
no. Board Member McKnight?
Aye.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson?
Yes.
Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Yes.
Are there any announcements and discussion at this time? All right, I would like to
One
ask,
thing-
okay, good.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, you're good.
One thing I want to bring up just real quick and want the board to consider, and we can talk about it later, because Rebecca kind of brought up a little bit with the FOIA request and how we were getting a lot before and how some districts get 40. What some districts do, superintendents do, is when they read the FOIA request, they also talk about how much time it took to put together those FOIA requests and the amount of money that it costs for our lawyers to look it over as well, just so the community knows that it takes a lot to go through a FOIA request. So just something to put in your minds to consider possibly.
Yeah,
Just like sharing.
There's districts in southern Illinois that are getting thousands.
And there's currently no mechanism. to
And it's like an
really-
AI or a bot or something like
Yeah.
that are creating.
Because obviously we want to be
Get their
transparent, and we
legislation.
want to, respond to our FOIA requests, but we also want the public to know, like, how much time and effort it takes to do
But
each
they want to
FOIA
give us
request.
unfunded mandate.
I think that's a good idea.
Does it require legal to go through every single one?
Well, to make sure that we're doing it right, and some of them definitely do require legal.
I mean, you look at the
Some
nature
that
of
are
each
just
of these.
POs,
Yeah.
like a list of POs I just review and send, but
Yeah.
a lot of them.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just something to think about, just putting it up there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion to go into executive session to discuss employment of personnel, 5 ILCS 120-2C1? Second.
Board Member McKinney?
Aye.
Board Member Carlson?
Yes.
Board Member Johnson?
Aye.
Secretary Meeks? Aye. President Sterling?
Aye.
Vice President Thompson?
Yes.
Board Member McKnight?
Yes.
5 minutes.